On December 11, 2008, nearly 6 months after Caylee was last seen alive, skeletal remains were discovered in a wooded area near the Anthony family home. The remains were later confirmed to be those of Caylee Anthony. The discovery intensified the investigation and the public's fascination with the case. Early life and background. Caylee Anthony was born on March 19, 1986, in Warren, Ohio, to parents George and Cindy Anthony. She grew up in a seemingly typical American family in Orlando, Florida, alongside her older brother, Lee Anthony. From a young age, Caylee was described as a bright and outgoing child. However, as she entered her teenage years, cracks began to appear in the facade of the Anthony family's picture-perfect life. Caylee's relationship with her parents, particularly her mother, was often strained. Cindy was a strong-willed and controlling figure, while George, a former police officer, was more passive. The dynamics within the Anthony household were complex, and Caylee often found herself caught in the middle of familial tensions. Despite these challenges, she managed to graduate from Colonial High School in 2004, although it was later revealed that she had lied about completing her high school education on time. Motherhood and the birth of Caylee. In 2005, at the age of 19, Caylee Anthony became pregnant. The identity of the father was never definitively established, leading to speculation and rumors. Some believed it was a young man named Jesse Grund, with whom Caylee was in a relationship at the time, while others speculated it could be a friend named Jesus Ortiz, who tragically died in a car accident. Regardless, Caylee gave birth to a baby girl named Caylee Marie Anthony on August 9, 2005. Caylee quickly became the center of Caylee's world. Friends and family members described her as a devoted and loving mother. However, the pressures of young motherhood and the unresolved tensions within the Anthony family created a volatile environment. Caylee and Caylee lived with George and Cindy, and the arrangement often led to conflicts over parenting styles and responsibilities. Disappearance of Caylee. The events leading to Caylee's disappearance began in June 2008. On June 16th, Caylee and Caylee left the Anthony home. Caylee claimed that she was leaving to go to work at Universal Studios, a job she had previously lied about having. For the next 31 days, Caylee's whereabouts and activities were largely unknown. During this period, she stayed with her then-boyfriend, Tony Lazaro, and was seen partying and socializing with friends. Cindy Anthony became increasingly concerned about her granddaughter's whereabouts. On July 15, 2008, Cindy tracked down Caylee and confronted her about Caylee's absence. Caylee initially claimed that Caylee was with a nanny named Zenaida Gonzalez, whom she referred to as Zanny. This nanny, however, turned out to be fictitious. The investigation begins. The same day, Cindy reported Caylee missing to the authorities. During the 911 call, she famously stated, "It smells like there's been a dead body in the damn car," referring to Caylee's car, which had a foul odor emanating from it. This statement would later become a critical piece of evidence in the case. When detectives questioned Caylee, her stories quickly unraveled. She led them to an apartment complex where she claimed Zenaida lived, but no such person existed. Her lies and evasions raised immediate suspicions. On July 16th, Caylee was arrested and charged with child neglect, providing false information to law enforcement and obstructing a criminal investigation. Discovery of Caylee's remains. On December 11, 2008, nearly 6 months after Caylee was last seen alive, skeletal remains were discovered in a wooded area near the Anthony family home. The remains were later confirmed to be those of Caylee Anthony. The discovery intensified the investigation and the public's fascination with the case. The medical examiner's office was unable to determine an exact cause of death due to the advanced state of decomposition. However, the presence of duct tape on the skull suggested foul play. The prosecution theorized that Caylee had used chloroform and duct tape to subdue and suffocate her daughter. They argued that Casey's motive was to free herself from the responsibilities of motherhood and to live a carefree, party-centric lifestyle. The trial of Caylee Anthony. Caylee Anthony's trial began on May 24, 2011, and it quickly became a media sensation. The prosecution, led by Jeff Ashton and Linda Drain Burdick, painted Caylee as a narcissistic and irresponsible mother who killed her daughter to enjoy a life of freedom. They presented evidence of Caylee's lies, her behavior during the 31 days Caylee was missing, and the forensic findings, including the presence of chloroform in Caylee's car trunk. The defense, led by Jose Baez, countered with a different narrative. Baez argued that Caylee had accidentally drowned in the family's swimming pool on June 16, 2008, and that George Anthony had helped cover up the incident. Baez claimed that George had sexually abused Caylee from a young age, leading her to develop a pattern of compulsive lying and a tendency to live in a fantasy world. George Anthony vehemently denied these allegations. The defense also questioned the reliability of the forensic evidence, particularly the use of cadaver dogs and the presence of chloroform. Baez argued that the prosecution's case was built on circumstantial evidence and lacked concrete proof of premeditated murder. Verdict and public reaction. On July 5, 2011, the jury delivered its verdict. Caylee Anthony was found not guilty of first-degree murder, aggravated manslaughter of a child, and aggravated child abuse. She was, however, found guilty of 4 counts of providing false information to law enforcement. The verdict shocked the nation and sparked outrage among those who believed Caylee was guilty. Caylee's acquittal led to widespread debate about the American justice system and the role of media in high-profile cases. Many criticized the prosecution for failing to provide sufficient evidence, while others praised the defense for successfully casting doubt on the prosecution's case. The trial highlighted the challenges of proving guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, particularly in cases lacking direct evidence. Life after the trial. Following her acquittal, Caylee Anthony largely retreated from public life. She was released from jail on July 17, 2011, and went into hiding due to the intense media scrutiny and public backlash. Her whereabouts remained largely unknown for several years, although occasional sightings and rumors surfaced. In the years following the trial, Caylee attempted to rebuild her life. She was reported to be living in Florida, working various jobs, and trying to stay out of the public eye. In 2017, she gave a rare interview to the Associated Press in which she stated, "I don't give a sack about what anyone thinks about me. I never will. I'm okay with myself. I sleep pretty good at night." Caylee's relationship with her family remained strained. Her parents, George and Cindy, gave several interviews in which they expressed their ongoing grief over Caylee's death and their complicated feelings towards Caylee. George, in particular, struggled with the allegations of abuse made during the trial, while Cindy tried to maintain a semblance of a relationship with her daughter. Legal and financial troubles. Caylee's acquittal did not mark the end of her legal troubles. She faced several civil lawsuits in the aftermath of the trial. In 2008, Zenaida Gonzalez, a real person with no connection to the case, filed a defamation lawsuit against Caylee for falsely implicating her in Caylee's disappearance. Although the lawsuit was eventually dismissed, it added to Caylee's legal woes. In 2013, Caylee filed for bankruptcy, citing nearly $800,000 in liabilities. Her debts included legal fees, court costs, and other expenses related to her defense. The bankruptcy filing provided a glimpse into her financial struggles and the lasting impact of the trial on her life. Public perception and media coverage. The Caylee Anthony case remains one of the most controversial and polarizing in American history. Public opinion about Caylee has been deeply divided. Some view her as a victim of a flawed justice system, while others believe she got away with murder. The case has inspired numerous books, documentaries, and television specials, each offering different perspectives on the events and the people involved. The media's role in shaping public perception of Caylee Anthony cannot be overstated. From the moment Caylee was reported missing, the case was covered extensively by news outlets, talk shows, and true crime programs. The saturation of media coverage created a spectacle that influenced public opinion and, some argue, the trial itself. Legacy of the case. The Caylee Anthony case has had a lasting impact on the American legal system and popular culture. It has been cited in discussions about the effectiveness of the justice system, the use of forensic evidence, and the influence of media on high-profile cases. The trial also highlighted the challenges of prosecuting cases based on circumstantial evidence and the importance of providing a clear and convincing narrative to the jury. In popular culture, the case has been the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and dramatizations. Authors and filmmakers have explored various aspects of the case, from the investigation and trial to the personal dynamics within the Anthony family. These works have contributed to the ongoing fascination with the case and its enduring legacy. Conclusion. Caylee Anthony's life story is one of tragedy, controversy, and enduring mystery. The disappearance and death of Caylee Anthony, the ensuing investigation, and the high-profile trial captivated the nation and sparked widespread debate. Caylee's acquittal remains one of the most controversial verdicts in recent history, and her life since the trial has been marked by ongoing legal and financial struggles. Despite the passage of time, the case continues to evoke strong emotions and differing opinions. It serves as a reminder of the complexities of the justice system, the power of media, and the enduring impact of a single case on the lives of those involved. Caylee Anthony's story is a testament to the enduring nature of public fascination with true crime and the quest for justice, even when the answers remain elusive.